Skin o Denexinio Guego. Welcome to everyone. This is on common phrases of Iroquois. Now, out of the Cayuga dictionary, if you go to the back, there's a very thick section teaching you a lot of different things that you can do with the different things with the language that aren't covered in the main part of the book. One of those groups is a section called Particles, where it gives you like a list of certain connecting words and suffixes and prefixes, and then shows you how to use those in a sentence. So there's a lot of common phrases kind of sprinkled out throughout there, and so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Now, hello, we have two different versions of that. The one that I always use at the beginning of my videos here is skin, and then there's another one, gue. Now, Native American languages, this one in particular, did not originally have words for goodbye, but they've developed them over time. This is the word for goodbye in the Cayuga Iroquois, on geisha, and it's kind of difficult to show what this means. One is it means when, and geisha I haven't been able to completely translate, but it seems to have something to do with perhaps we again. So it's kind of vaguely saying, you know, at a lot of something similar to a lot of other versions of Native American languages that have come up with words for goodbye, more or less, you know, when we pick this up again later. Now, for yes, this language, just like a lot of Native American languages, they have the regular yes and the emphatic yes, the one that you use out of kind of heightened emotion. Regular yes is eh, and the emphatic emotional yes is ha. And then equally for no, you have two different ones. Te is the traditional, although they also use e for no, and then the emphatic emotional no, o te o. And I've also explained this in the last video. A common way to end a conversation in Native American languages is saying something that more or less corresponds to "that's it" or "that is all." I use son to end most of my videos, but there's two more that I found, which are nitson and daneto. And then two different versions of thank you, the normal one being Yahweh, and then the one on the bottom, more or less, I am very thankful. Iso degade nohonyo. Degade nohonyo. I haven't been able to translate that one very well either. I know the nohonyo part is translated as to thank. The degade, I have no clue, but iso means very much. And the natural response to that, it gets translated often as "you're welcome." I don't think that's what it actually means, but no. A few more complicated phrases. Where are you from, guy? No di sena. Gae meaning where. No di sena being the place where you are known. No is kind of it doesn't translate particularly well. I haven't found an exact translation of that in the book, but it appears to be generally meaning you, but singling you out by combining it with a word that means exactly that one, that exact, the one that we're referring to. So yeah, and we have how are you, skenodzi ge. Ge is kind of a question marker word. What that generally, a lot of languages, some of them Asian, but a lot of Native American languages have words that are essentially marker words. And what those do, they don't necessarily translate into English because they represent concepts of language and not an actual thing. And most of the time, we replace the ideas of question markers with punctuation marks in our language, or we completely disregard them altogether because we have a different kind of a system. But in this one, you have skenodzi, which is a combination of two words, skena and z, which skeno is good health, and z refers to a specific time, so good health at this time. And then ge is placed at the end to make sure you understand that this is a question and not a statement. Although that's not always necessary, like in the sentence, what is your name? There's an actual word for what, so we know for a fact that this is a question, and therefore a question marker is not needed. What in this language is dihna? And then of course we have is, you, and gasen, name. So what is your name? Dihna is gasen. And then of course on the other side of it, my name is, you'd put your name, and gasen, I, ne. E, of course, meaning I or me, and ne by itself, just kind of marking that off, being, essentially. Okay, and the final two are pretty easy. Okay or come is how. Okay, and this last one, how about you, is simple enough, although what makes it awkward is just how it's stated. But how about you, ne na is, and that's pretty much is meaning you, ne and na is a combination of two words that essentially, ne is hey, that, you're drawing attention to something, ne is that, or that one in particular. So you're pretty much drawing attention to something that corresponds to the person you're talking to, and so that's how it gets translated as how about you. But that's all we got for today. So Niawe ata de ois. So